What's going on, guys? Today I'm coming at you with a classic Expo deck that is tearing up the competition. Guys, this deck is solid. It's being used on ladder, and really it gives the opponent no chance. Well, maybe a little chance, but you'll see it in a moment. Coming at you from Nova EG Gaming. Let's jump into it right now. What is up, my friends? My name is and like I said, coming at you guys from Nova EG Taurus. Today, Crusader, our leader in cups in the clan at this point in time at 5307, has shared a deck with us that is working and doing wonders for him on ladder. It is that Expo Classic deck. The only card not classic in it is the Bats, so we're going to take a look at that deck right here. And there you go. It's the Expo, Ice Spirit, the Archers, Bats, the Knight, Tesla, Fireball, and the Log. We're going to see this one in action. I'll tell you what, guys, each one of the battles, Crusader, a level 12 player, is versing a level 13 player on ladder, and he wins every single time. It's great to watch. It's a ton of fun. Why don't we start with this one right here? As this ramps up, guys, I want to say, if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, now is a great time to do it. I come out with Clash of Clans every day and Clash Royale content for you guys multiple times a week. I'd love it if you were here with me, sharing the great moments that I share with you guys here on the channel. So subscribe, turn on those notifications, and be here with me. As you can see, splitting those archers behind, those girls are going to make their way up the lane, trying to figure out what the opponent has before he drops that Expo. Now, playing against a bowler is a pretty tanky troop, which could do a nice job of slowing down that Expo, making it target the bowler rather than the Expo itself. But I'll tell you what, guys, after watching these replays, Crusader's deck right here, it makes me want to start playing the Expo. I know when I go against the Expo card, it's frustrating. You know, you always have this structure that's in the way of your hog pushes. It's in the way of a lot of things that you're trying to do. And with the Tesla that you're seeing right here as a defense, such a solid defense in the current meta, really does a beautiful job. The Knight is going to be pulled over by those archers. The Teslas they're going to then start targeting as well. Beautifully done right there. My only issue is my Tesla is low level. I have never used it in the year and a half I've been playing Clash Royale. I have never used the Tesla, so maybe it's time I start sinking some gold into that and getting it into my deck. We'll have to see in time. But as you can see, I said it before, but Crusader, he's a level 12 player, and he's playing against a player from Korea that is a level 13 player, and that is going to be consistent throughout the three battles that we're going to look at today, guys. He has yet to drop his Expo. The opponent does not know that he has an Expo, but here it comes on that left-hand lane. Archers are going to be there to tank for a little bit, but then the Expo is going to lock onto that tower, unless if the bowler gets in the way, but nope, we got a Knight. The Knight's going to be there. Ice Spirit being played. Beautifully done right there. Archers, nice zap. Keeping everything, actually they zapped us. Keeping everything where it's supposed to be. I don't know. I lost track of thought there for a second. The zap got my mind. Now, the Expo's on the tower. Bats on top of the miner. We have a Knight and Archers in the tower too. Look at that single push right there. Such a beautiful push, and really beating down that tower. I don't know. Do you call it a push when you're not actually pushing up the lane when you're using a siege deck? Is it called a push? Some of you siege players, let me know if it's called a push or just what you call it when you're doing something like that. They're playing bowler on that left-hand lane, which again is that tanky troop that's going to really slow down our Expo. But we have Fireball and we have time, so I'm wondering if he's going to be able to just beat him down in that way. He's got the Log coming up the lane. Archers are going to be behind that Knight doing some nice work. Bats are zapped away right there. Tesla's in doing another nice bit of defense. Ice Spirit in. Archers are going to get a few more shots. No, just one more. Another Fireball down on that baby dragon. Miner is not going to chip away enough in time. Silly play by the opponent in my eyes. He's got a Knight pushing the opposite lane. He's got Bats pushing the left lane. He's basically a Fireball and a Log away from the victory right here, guys, and I think the opponent knows it. He put that Knight in the opposite lane to protect that lane, and Archers in as well. He's got to play some solid defense, and that's an important thing to remember, guys. Don't go all out in the tower you're trying to take down, even if it's only 2 spells away, because you don't want to leave yourself short for defense and find yourself in the losing column. There's the Log, there's the Fireball, there's the victory. A 12v13 right there. Crusader bringing it home, showing us how to really use that deck in a beautiful way. He shared a couple more with us, and here's another one right here. Second of 3, and again, you're seeing Crusader on the bottom working his way up against Gulf Nation, a player from Gulf Nation, against a Golem deck. In my opinion, Golem decks are one of the hardest ones to go against when you have the Expo, just because it's really tough to lock onto that tower with that tanky giant Golem that's just in the way all the time. I know that when I play Golem, because I do that often, I usually don't mind going against an Expo deck just because of the ability to get in its way, throw that Golem down, and have it not lock onto the tower. Archer's taking out that Mega Minion, not before the Mega Minion takes out the Expo though, but the Expo did take off about, we're talking over 1,200 hit points. They're rushing their Golem on the opposite lane. We got that Tesla that's going to pull it over. So the nice thing about this deck right here, guys, is between the Tesla and the Expo, it's going to be nearly impossible to get that Golem onto the tower. Two defensive structures. It's going to be very difficult for the Gulf Nation player to actually get onto a tower. But he does have a Golemite on the tower right now. We got to play the Ice Spirit. Bats on top, and the bats are taking care of the skeletons and on top of the Golemite. But as you could see, the Golem never made it to the tower, but the Golemite did, and that was enough for the supportive troops to get on and beat on our towers a little bit there, guys. So let's see what Crusader does to come back from this, as he's down about 800 hit points. That's his spot right there. He's going with that Expo. It's gonna lock onto the tower. They just spent a lot of elixir on the baby dragon and on the pump, so he's gonna make them suffer right here by taking down, or at least beating down, that tower quite a bit. The Expo's gonna run out of steam right there, down to 700 hit points. The lead is again in his favor. Archer's gonna get a couple of shots, make it 322 hit points away. Again, a log and a fireball away from taking down that right hand tower. Golem is pushing to the left. The Tesla's planted and ready to roll. Let's see how he does the rest of this. He's going with that Knight, which is going to be on the left-hand side of the Golem as the Golem comes down the left-hand lane. He's going to fireball all of that support and log it back so that Witch is no longer a factor. He's got the Knight in. He's got the Bats in. The Archers in as well. Another Knight dropping on top of that Golem. The Tesla is standing strong. Now it went down, but the Archers are there to support, and the opponent's going with another Golem really quickly. That makes it difficult. Good play by the opponent, I have to say, keeping the pressure on while that Golem is rushing the lane. Another fireball on the Witch. Now, because these fireballs are being used on the support troops, he's not able to spend that fireball on the tower that he needs to take down. Let's see how he finishes this off. All the meanwhile, though, the opponent is not really getting on his tower, so he does have a pretty big elixir advantage right here. Here goes an Ice Spirit push with the Bats. Is this going to be the victory right here, guys? Because they did spend all that elixir on the Golem. That is going to be it. What a smart play. That is a 3 elixir push. Took down 300 hit points of the tower. Beautifully done for the victory. Crusader bringing it in ways that you may not expect. The Expo deck doesn't have to always bring in the win. You could use other troops. Those support troops can help out as well. And this is the last one I have for you guys, really showing how you can get it done again against a level 13 player. He's going against Azza right now from Orange Tree, and it looks like they're playing the Minor Mortar deck. Let's see Siege versus Siege, how this one plays out. They're rushing some gobs, but the log is there to take care of that. Now, mind you, I don't really know off the top of my head how many battles are saved in the log. Like when you have a log and it shows all the recent battles, what does it show? 10, 15 battles? He's sharing 3 replays, all victories, and they're all against level 13 players. So it's showing that this deck is working really nicely against players at that level, that he had that many replays of playing against level 13 players while he was only maybe having 10 or 15 replays at his arsenal. This is, you know, the ability to use it. What I'm trying to say, stuttering over my words, just trying to find the right word for the situation. But the Expo locking onto that tower yet again, guys, chipping it away as time goes on. A log is going to take those guys down, and the tower's going down to about 2,500 hit points. Make that 2,200 hit points, a little bit less. So really nice attack on that left-hand lane right there from Crusader. Again, not knowing if I call it push, attack, or whatnot. He's got that next Expo ready to roll. The Miner's pushing in on the right-hand tower. Miner's not going to do too much damage on his own, so he's going to focus his elixir on the other lane. He did play the 2 elixir bats on the Miner, which is a fine exchange. And the Expo is going to go down to those spear gobs and to the Knight. Our Knight was only able to hold them off for long enough. We have a fair advantage, maybe about 500 hit point advantage on their tower versus ours. Now, they do have the mortar. I'm wondering if they're going to start playing that mortar again, or there we go. That's the mortar we were talking about right there, guys. Bats are incoming. Archers are there. He zapped the archers, but here we go. Tesla's going to be on top of that. Look at that beautiful placement right there, guys. taking down that Tesla, taking down the spear goblins, and still able to sit there and protect that lane. Beautifully done. We have a knight coming in. The Expo is on the knight right now. Let's get that log down the lane and the bats as well, cleaning up all of that mess. Nice job retargeting. That worked out okay. Archers now. The Expo targets that tower yet again, taking it down to, what is it going to be? Archers in there as well to pick away at the tower, and the zap is, not the zap, the Tesla is there, but the spear gobs and the bats are on top of it, going to make it difficult. This mortar is going to lock onto our tower right here, guys, but he's got the fireball to beat it down enough so it doesn't beat down on our tower too much. It got 2 strikes in the tower, taking it down to just under 2,100 hit points, but another mortar was played. Log is played as well, and the archers are pushing. Ice Spirit, and then the knight, nicely played right there. Bats are incoming with the miner, so the opponent has the miner push with the bats or those spear goblins behind, and he has that mortar to play. But look at this, our Expo locks onto the tower. They play the Ice Spirit, retargeting the Expo onto the knight. Well played right there. Fireballing the tower, logging it for not the win. 24 hit points left on that tower. He needs one more log, guys. That's all he has to hold out for. That should be fairly easy to do. Archers being played right there to take out all those bats. The miner's not going to do anything to that tower in time. Fireball instead of the log for the victory. Crusader showing us how it's done using the Expo deck, bringing it in with the Expo, with the log and the fireball, bringing it in with the bats and the Ice Spirit. What a beautiful deck, worth taking another look right now. Again, 5307 out of Nova Elite Gaming Taurus, and this deck costs 3.1 elixir. Very fast cycle, not quite as fast cycle as that mortar deck that we know is so popular on ladder. I believe that's 2.8, but you know, are you a mortar player? Are you an Expo player? Do you like Siege? Which one do you like better? I'd love it if you guys let me know in the comments. Do you like playing mortar, or do you like playing Expo? One positive thing about the Expo, in my opinion, is I think there's a less chance of the Expo getting a nerf than the mortar. We're seeing mortar all over the place, guys, which means, you know, maybe Supercell's going to look at it and say being used too much. I don't know. I don't know anything about it. It's just my own thinking, but I know that you don't see Expo all over the place. So maybe, you know, maybe it's going to have a longer life than that mortar deck. Either way, this is a deck that you guys should be trying out. You see how well it's doing. He does have it leveled up pretty nicely here. Everything but the fireball, the log, and the Expo are max level right now. So lots of common cards, easy deck to upgrade. You know, we have common card right here, common card right here, common card right there, right there, right there. Basically, everything is common except for the log, the Expo, and the fireball. So, Epic Sundays, requesting that Expo. You can request the rest of the time that fireball, your rare card, and the log. You just got to get lucky and open up those legendary chests. But for now, guys, I think that's going to be it. We're going to go one more time into his profile, close out over here. Actually, you know what? Why don't we go over and show off the clan a little bit. Nova Elite Gaming Taurus, home of Clash with Ash. Guys, that's been it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please remember to throw a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and do all that jazz. On top of that, guys, please follow me over on Twitter at EchoThroughMe. You want to chat? That's the place to do it. I'll see all you guys back here later on today with the Clash of Clans video. Until then, be good.